Good evening, friends. My name is Zen, and you are watching Industrial Engineering by Mechanism Guru. Today, my topic is feeler gauge, which is a linear measuring instrument. I hope you everybody know about the feeler gauge, where we used and why we used. And there is one question in front of you in slide: why feeler gauge is used? First question: why filler gauge is used, and second question is which material is used to make filler blade. I wish this question maybe come in MCQ in some uh, competitive exam in mains, and if you will go in industrial shop floor, you you will know much more about the filler gauge, and this question will be run in your mind. So today in this topic I will clear about the filler gauge. So construction of filler gauge is looking like this, and there are some blades, like mostly there are 8 blades we are using, or maybe 10, 20, all those. So their number is inscribed measurement, which maybe we used for radius, also radius measuring of the fillet measuring, not yes, fillet inside radius of the object, or exterior radius of the object. And this is a case, and there is a locking device which is used to lock the case, or maybe the blade which we used, or for tightening the blades. And these blades are also known as strip or leaves or blades in case. Okay, so what is filler gauge? Filler gauge is a linear measuring instrument which is a handheld measuring tool. It is a folding metal blade strip, right? It is also known as leaves or named as blade. Mostly measuring units are given in mm or in inch. Okay, so okay, so in next slide I am talking about the how to use the filler gauge and which object we use basically for filler gauge. It is used to measure the gap with metal strip wherever we are not able to use, like caliper and some other linear measuring instrument. There only we use filler gauge where the gap is little bit less, okay, or little bit small, like spark plug, piston ring. You know much more about the spark plug, you know about the piston ring, right? So cam follower gap, in between cam follower gap, we after construction of cam follower there is maybe come some gap or maybe error. So for finding this type of error we used filler gauge, right? So gauge is placed in between clearance and tried one after another, right? If we use like 0.03 mm strip in between the gap, okay, by maybe visually if we can know that this gap is maybe 0.5 mm or 0.6 mm, we can start from this only, right? So after this what happen, we will change the blade maybe 0.05. If it is become clearance is much more, so we will use 0.06. If it is fitted on, if it is not fitted, then we can change 0.7 or 0.8, right? So after fitted, we will not use forcefully to fit the clearance of that gap, right? So if the gap is forcefully fitted, then this value will become error, or maybe the data of the strip which we have selected, it will become error. So freely the clearance gap of the spark plug or maybe the piston ring which can fit freely we can use this data, right? I hope you guys understand much more about the filler gauge today. If you not understand, so please comment it in below. And the correct reading is observed directly from the marking stamped on blade surface. On the blade surface, there will be the reading, like values of the thickness, or maybe the value of that strip. So you can use this value. And the width of the blade at head is 12 mm, right? And the tip, it is 6 mm approximately. And the thickness of blades varies from 0.03 to 1 mm. Okay. And 7 sets of filler gauges are there with the thickness from 0.03 to 1 mm, having number of blade varies from 8 to 14 for the measurement of clearance between two mating parts. The blades of the filler gauge is placed in the clearance. I told you early that how to use it. Okay. And types of filler gauges are there: go no go filler gauge, straight leaf filler gauge, tapered filler gauge, double-ended filler gauge, offset filler gauge, and filler strip. You have to memorize this filler gauge. Maybe in some industry, if you will visit, you will find this, all these, or maybe some of them you will find. So I hope today's videos is very benefit for you. And there is some data or range given, and that regarding like model is there. On this, depend on the model, range is selected, right? And the piece of blades are also there. I hope you guys enjoy this video. After a long day, I have uploaded the video, so sorry for that. So please support me, man. And if you there is any doubt, so please comment in the below. I will improve myself on my second video. Thank you. Good night, sweet dream, man.